Welcome to another episode of Wheel of Horror, the podcast where two best friends spin a wheel once a week, it chooses the horror movie, and they discuss it. Today we're talking about the 2021 film Godzilla vs. Kong, which was directed by Adam Wingard. We just want to say thank you so much to everybody for listening. Can't believe we're almost at 75 episodes right now. We are starting our new wheel. This is the first movie of our new wheel that will lead us all the way into summer. So again, thank you everybody, and keep listening. We got a lot of great stuff coming throughout the year. I am your co-host, Alec.
I'm Erik, and with us is an old buddy of mine, Steve Rocha. Steve, welcome to the show.
Thank you guys for having me. It's an honor to be here.
Yeah, we're kicking it off with some King Kong and Godzilla. Can't go wrong.
Steve, yeah, welcome, man. Good to see you. I haven't seen you since Eric's wedding, so good to see a familiar face. You look exactly the same.
You look great, man. You look great.
Quarantine hasn't taken its toll on you, like so many of us. But yeah, man, this movie, I never thought we'd ever do like a movie that was like just came out sort of thing. So I was happy. I guess one of the good things about the quarantine is what HBO Max is doing with this kind of stuff. Like these are big time movies that are coming out right in your home every month. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, this was a movie though where I was like, oh man, you have to see this one in theaters for the most part. You know, it was such a better experience.
For sure. But I think just the convenience of everybody having it is nice. Steve, what's your like relationship with Godzilla or Kong or any of that stuff?
Well, I personally have always been a very big Godzilla fan. I've seen most of the movies. I really liked the last one that came out, The King of the Titans. I thought that was really good. I watched that on a plane, actually, but it was a very good movie.
On a 4-inch screen. That can't go wrong.
And it was still a good experience, so I really enjoyed that one. King Kong I'm pretty familiar with. I've seen the last couple. I didn't see Skull Island, so I'm not really sure how much that played into the Godzilla vs. Kong, but it didn't really affect the plot for me too much.
No, it's a big giant monster versus another big giant monster. You didn't really need to know too much.
That's what I was worried about. I was like, I feel like I have to see Skull Island and like the Bryan Cranston one, and then but I've only seen the Skull Island one, and like there's a little bit that like helps you like figure out like, oh, what's that like dome he's in the beginning, but aside from that, like you don't really need to know anything.
It's like wrestling. It's like that guy hit that guy's wife, and then that guy, and it's like goes into like that whole like plot story. It's that's all you need to know. Like,
yeah.
It was the little girl from Kong Island. That was the one thing I didn't really get.
I never saw Skull Island. Alex, did you see Skull Island?
I watched it like 2 weeks ago, and no, she is not in it. It's basically because that movie takes place like in the Vietnam War, like takes place in like 1973. So everybody's dead. This is like a massive prequel to this movie. So it doesn't like nothing really makes sense. But yeah, I guess that girl must have been one of those villagers' young daughters.
Samuel L. Jackson's in that one, right?
Yeah, he's ridiculous in that. And that's the thing. Even watching this, I was like, you know what? I'm so on board for the ridiculousness of this. If he just came back as like a cyborg in his like 90s, I'd be okay. I'd be fine with it. Like I really would.
So, Steve, you were rooting for Godzilla in this, then, like straight up.
And
you're Godzilla
people
fan.
I've talked to, I feel like I'm one of the few Godzilla fans or pro Godzilla in that movie.
Alec, which one were you rooting for?
I wanted Kong to win, but I thought Godzilla was gonna win.
Yeah, I was on Kong's side, honestly. I like Kong.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm one of the few.
American made.
America. That's the thing. It's like America versus Japan. Who's gonna win?
Like World War III.
Xbox versus PlayStation. Which side are you on?
Yeah, there's a little of that. I like King Kong. King Kong's also older. King Kong the original one came out in 1933. Godzilla was 1954, the original movies. Yeah, I'm sure the Godzilla like lore is way older than King Kong.
Well, the lore, but also like
right?
They've only told like 4, King Kong stories, and they're all pretty much the same. But Godzilla's had literally, I think it's like 50 movies at this point.
It's insane. Yeah.
Yeah, the Japanese like culture, I think it's like Taiyo or something like that is the company that owns the Godzilla franchise, and they're pumping them out like 3 a year sort of thing. It's like the grandson of Mothra versus Godzilla. Like it's getting insane. Have you seen most of those, Steve, or is this like, are you like a newer Matthew Broderick kind of Godzilla guy?
Yeah, I saw the one that came out 20 years ago.
98.
Was it 98?
23 years ago. Oh no!
Damn.
Wait, how old is that? That's so old. Oh my god.
Yeah, I think I went there for like my 4th grade birthday party. Yeah, that was a great movie. And then there was another one that came out relatively recently after, right? When Was it the same?
2014 was the other recent one. There was a Godzilla, and I like that one. I saw that one in theaters. That one was cool.
With Bryan Cranston, right?
Yeah, that was the 2014 one.
And then the King of the Titans came out.
King of the Monsters, or King of the Titans came out 2018 or 19.
I thought that one was really good.
I didn't see that one, so gotta watch that.
Yeah, I think you a little more respect for Godzilla. You know, he's the King of the Titans.
That's when he's fighting like Mothra and
he took him.
Ghidorah.
Actually, Mothra was good, I believe, in that movie.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
his pal.
But this movie, though, just going into this, did you guys? I expected this. I'm like, this is exactly what I'm going to expect. It's just going to be ridiculous. I shouldn't be too critical. It's just going to be a fun movie. Did you guys go into this thinking like this is going to be good?
Yes.
Okay.
I thought it was gonna be pots and pans, like just going crazy, just like a little kid just like hitting pots and pans, like Transformers, just
That's
like ridiculous stuff.
Okay, so Steve, so you were like expecting this. You're like, I think this is gonna be like a genre breaking kind of like blockbuster movie.
Yeah, I really thought it was gonna be really good. I thought, bringing the first time we've ever seen something like this ever. Well, in my life, especially like
we've seen a King Kong versus Godzilla movie that came out in the
62.
60s.
Yeah. So for our generation, I thought it was gonna be pretty epic because you're combining two different franchises into like one mega movie, and like this should be a huge blockbuster hit.
Yeah, like Batman versus Superman, kind of like versus movies, like they're always crazy, they're always ridiculous action. But I thought this paced well. It was an hour and 53 minutes.
Yeah, it's under 2 hours, so it's quick.
Yeah, if it was longer, it's like, okay, let's wrap this up. I did have the Mecha Godzilla thing spoiled to me. I think online I was reading, like, is Mecha Godzilla showing up? He's apparently in a Japanese poster somewhere. So that was like kind of like I was expecting Mecha Godzilla. When I first saw it, I was like, damn, that's like a lot of WD-40 and oil, and just like, that's like a multi-billion-dollar machine that somehow could get taken out by spilling a cup of coffee.
Oh my god,
that was ridiculous.
Yeah. Wait. So let's kind of go through the plot a little bit, because there's one thing I'm confused about. Maybe Steve, the expert here, can answer this for me. The beginning. Why did Godzilla attack that base in Florida? Like, what was the point of him doing that?
Because I think he got the sense that they were doing
that. Yeah.
The mega. What's the Metal Godzilla called?
Mecha Godzilla.
Yeah, I think he had a sense that energy was coming. Well,
they were also using Ghidorah's skull.
Okay, but that wasn't in Florida. That was in Hong Kong. So they have some weird reactor in Florida that Godzilla's like, "Yo, what are you guys doing?" Like checking in, and then destroys that whole base, I guess, right? But then from there, they're like, "Now we got to bring Kong to one of these things, right? These power sources." So that's where I got confused. I was like, "What are they doing?"
I think they were trying to get Kong to get into the Hollow Earth to channel the thing to give Mechagodzilla his power, and by doing that, Godzilla was trying to stop that. And so Godzilla knew what they were going to do with Kong.
Well, in the beginning they realized they didn't have enough power to power him up in Florida, and then that's why they sent Kong down to the Hollow Earth to get it, and that's when everything happened in Japan after that. I think, did I have that correct?
Yeah, dude, it's so weird. I mean, you anything you guys tell me, I'm gonna be like, okay, that makes more sense than what I
pretty
saw.
sure that was what was going on there,
but did you get that? What's it, not Gamera or whatever, the three-headed?
Yeah.
That was Mecha Godzilla. Like that went into Mecha Godzilla.
Right. So there was the dude controlling it. Like the Japanese guy was controlling the skull of Ghidorah, which was then controlling Mechagodzilla, which then turned on them and killed them. But then Mechagodzilla just did what they wanted to do anyway, because they're like, we want to kill Godzilla using Mechagodzilla. The Mechagodzilla kills the guys controlling them and is like, well, I guess I'll go kill Godzilla now. It's like, why did he do that then? He was just gonna do what they wanted.
Yeah, I think he just went crazy. I think he just had a mind of his own. It was a unstable beast, and he did what he was trained to do and killed Godzilla.
No, it's good. I honestly, the fight scenes were great. They were really fun. There's 3 fight scenes in this movie, and the major complaint that I heard with the last Godzilla movie was that it was like really dark and there was a lot of fog and it was just like tough to see. I like how these were like during the day, like you could see clear fighting and ships exploding. I was like, I really like that. That was sick.
Yeah, the boat scene was incredible when they fought in the water. I think that was really cool, and you're right, it was very bright, easy to see. Yeah, I think that was very well done.
Yeah, I love that. The thing is, when I wanted to see this movie, I was like, all I want to see is a monkey and a lizard smashing the shit out of each other and breaking things. That's all I want to see. So the plots of like the podcaster guy and like the young girl and this Australian kid, like that entire part of the movie, I was like, just get rid of this. This serves no point of the movie to me. With the exception of spilling that coffee, they didn't do anything except for fill in like weird plot holes. They're just like, oh, like, this is Apex. Give us another fight scene, get rid of that whole subplot, and then I'm like, shit, man, we got 4 fights in this movie.
Yeah, I didn't think we needed the like King Kong and the Hollow Earth like tripping, like what was it, like a Big Lebowski, like la 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 la, like flying through the rocks and stuff.
But you'd rather see that than like a soap opera in between that. I'd rather see like at least something visually cool than just like people being like, man, I don't know, I'm a podcast guy and this bullcrap.
Yeah.
I have a fucking USB drive that tells me everything. I was like, okay.
Like, you wasted 30 seconds of my life explaining why you carry a flask of something you're gonna drink because I was like, I don't need to hear about your wife. I like show Kong fighting Godzilla. That's
No, I think Alex is exactly right. Those characters were extremely forgettable.
Insane, like the most forgettable. I will not remember them in 2 months.
I don't know any of their names. I just knew 11 from Stranger Things.
11.
Yeah. Save the budget on not paying them and just put it into more CGI fights. That's what we're there for.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been Kong fighting some other creature. It didn't even have to be Godzilla. Like, I thought it was cool when he was fighting the bats. It could have made that a little bit longer, or thrown something else in there.
I know. I was like, yeah. But I do love the fights though, especially that last fight. And I know we are ruining it here. Spoiler alert. I'm sure if you're listening to this, you've seen the movie, but like Godzilla clearly wins
twice.
I don't know. I want to see Eric. I feel like you're gonna be like, whoa.
No. Godzilla kicked Kong's ass.
Okay.
Took him out. Killed him too. He was dying.
Yes, done.
And they like defibrillated him with that like pod thing, which reminds me of the original King Kong versus Godzilla back in the 60s or whatever.
Yeah.
I wanted to see this so badly, and I thought this was actually really cool. Kong and Godzilla are fighting on top of a mountain, and Godzilla kicks Kong's ass too. And lightning, like a thunderstorm, happens, and it hits Kong, and it's like defibrillates him and brings him back. I thought it was like nature, like bringing Kong back. And
that would have been way cooler.
Cool. Yeah, dude, that would have been a lot cooler, I think.
Yeah, like imagine they take his what's it called, the axe or whatever, and they like stab it into him, and with the Godzilla, like, and then as Godzilla's about to die, like it connects or whatever, and then that would have been fucking awesome.
Yeah, if Godzilla revived Kong, I think that would have been a little bit cooler too.
Yeah, or even that, like Godzilla like found a way to like shock him. And,
Yeah,
like, somehow was like a doctor.
Yeah.
Dr. Godzilla. Honestly, though, of all the Versus movies I've seen, this is probably like my second favorite.
Up there. It's up there.
Yeah. I prefer Freddy vs. Jason. I think is still great. I think that's the best.
Oh, that's so cheesy. But
that's
so
dude.
It's old too. That movie's like 20 years old.
For me, that's the pinnacle of Versus movies. Then this. Then I go Alien vs. Predator. Then Batman vs. Superman. All that other stuff.
The fact that they were able to make Freddy vs. Jason happen is just, it's incredible enough. But this has happened before, like in movies.
Right.
But like there's not many CGI movies that will be bigger than this. And this did very well in the box office.
Did it?
Yeah, it broke pandemic records. So it's like,
what is that? Wait, what are
it's a participation award for the box office.
What is it, like $50? Like,
no, they did like 350 million or something like that. I don't know the exact number. It did very well though.
I'm looking at it here. So yeah,
very well.
285. That's actually really good.
It's really good. Sorry, my number was way off, but
yeah, that's actually up there. I bet this movie is killing it in China though. But that's the thing, for it being Hong Kong, like, they made it look like Tron or something. It made it look like, is that really what Hong Kong looks like?
I think so. At night, it looks like Blade Runner more than anything.
Yeah, my only reference is Rush Hour 2, so I don't really have a great reference.
That's pretty much all what's in my mind as well. So,
did you guys find it ridiculous when when Godzilla was there and he just knew exactly where to blast into the earth and it somehow hits?
Oh my god.
No, I didn't. I don't draw the line in this movie. I didn't find it ridiculous.
You just knew exactly where to shoot into the ground, and
just center of the earth, the hollow earth.
Is that where you draw the line, Steve? Is that where you're like, okay?
This is where I draw the line.
It's too perfect because, like, yeah, you're right. Obviously, maybe because he could sense the power, maybe, but the fact that he could blow through exactly to that spot. And then, dude, come on, that would destroy anything. Like, if that even remotely touched King Kong's skin, it's just obliterated.
Yeah, atomic breath. Atomic breath.
Like, my back got like really burnt.
To me, this was a bunch of movies mixed together. It was I'll just say like WrestleMania in general. I feel like Godzilla has his finishing move, which is atomic breath, and Kong has his like mandible claw where he like tries to rip your jaw open, like, and rip your face up. Congo with the little girl and like speaking sign language is like, oh no, they got the gorilla doing sign language. And like they also show like some DBZ in there too with like Mechagodzilla's beam and Godzilla's. I was like, what is going on? It's like hitting all the bases, like of all these different things. They did a great job. I mean, all things considered, it's crazy. The movie's nuts.
Yeah, it's fun. It is well worth, like, if you $15 to go see this in an IMAX, well worth the
so
money.
much fun.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
much fun.
And again, for HBO Max to just be like, hey guys, $15 and you can watch all of The Sopranos, all of South Park, all of whatever you want, and a new movie every fucking month.
AMC is like, damn it, like really mad right now. Like all the theaters, I do feel bad to some degree because they're just like done after when this is happening. Yeah.
Well, they're like the only ones doing this though. Like most other things aren't. They're still holding out.
Paramount's doing it too, dude. Paramount has Top Gun coming out. Paramount Plus.
They're streaming that?
They're gonna, yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, theaters are like, damn it, like don't do this. Like it's like when cable was like, don't stream, you know?
Yeah. I know. Damn it. Well, did this meet your expectations though, Steve?
Yes and no. Like I thought it was good. That's a tough question. Yeah.
For this movie
I can't say
specifically.
that I wasn't disappointed. I do like. I agree with what you said. I wish there was a little more action between Godzilla and Kong. Like a couple more fights. I think some of these side plots were a little ridiculous. But overall, you got what you wanted. You saw them fight. There was a clear winner. I was happy I watched it.
That was the thing that they promised too, is like there's going to be a winner.
Yeah.
Because in all the other ones, Freddy vs. Jason, there's like ambiguity of him winking at the end, and then, what was it, Batman vs. Superman, they like team up and they're friends or whatever. But this one, it's like, no, there's a clear winner. That scream too, when Godzilla's holding him down, when he's finally like, I got you, like sort of thing, like that's
Alpha Beta.
Sick.
That's Alpha Beta right there.
Dude, that was pretty sick, I gotta say. That moment, I think that'll go down for a while.
There's a lot of cool scenes I like when he like hurt his rotator cuff. You saw that? And he has to like ram it into a building to pop it back in. We've seen that. I know me and Steve played rugby. We've seen people literally pop their shit out, and then they'd be screaming and swearing, and then pop it back in, and then just go back out there. It's like these people are.
But dude, I broke my clavicle, and like I don't know if you guys have ever broken a bone, but like it sounds like sand. It just sounds like there's like sand in wherever that is. So like imagining just like a guy cracking that into place and be like, all right, let's go. That's so
impressive.
Yeah, I like that scene. I also like when he ripped that head off in the Hollow Earth. He ripped the head off that like flying thing. And then like drank its skull blood. I was expecting he did the same thing with Mechagodzilla. He ripped the head off of Mechagodzilla, and I was like, "Oh, drink the gasoline!" But he didn't do it. I got really excited.
That's his like go-to move, is like tearing the spinal cord out of something.
Yeah, like ripping the jaw open, or just like ripping the head off. Yeah.
And they kind of do explain, because the last one, he's not that big, and there's one line in Kong Skull Island that justifies everything. As John C. Reilly's character goes, Kong's just a baby. He's still growing. And you're just like, oh boy. Because you're like, there's no way they're even going to be remotely the same size for fighting, but they sort of justify it. And
yeah. It's like they could do the thing where it's like, that's not Godzilla, that's baby Godzilla. It's like
Godzuki.
Like a bigger, Godziki. That's, oh my god.
No, Godzuki.
Yes.
Dude, you remember that show?
Yeah.
It would just be like Godzilla and Godzuki.
Oh yeah.
Dude, it was from like the 70s. It was like the Hanna-Barbera one. Remember that?
Did they have like a remote controller to call Godzilla, and he would just kind of arrive and under, like, and then he like fix their issues and then go back under?
That's exactly what it was. They
that's what this movie could have done. They could have literally had Godzilla in quotes versus Kong, and them fighting it out. Kong kicking the shit out of Godzuki, and then they're all like, wait. Now Godzilla is really pissed. Like,
oh my god. No, because that's the thing, like that TV show basically was like, like Godzuki was like friends with the humans, and they're like, and Godzilla's like, I'll take care of the humans because the Godzuki's friends with them. And like they're like, Godzuki, it's like, hurry, there's terrorists and they're attacking. Like, what do we do? It's like, press the Godzilla button, and then he just comes out.
He shows up.
Atomic breath and destroys everyone instantly.
It's like, there's a robbery. What do we do? It's like, get Godzilla. And they just press the button, comes, picks up the one robber. Godzilla, you cost $75,000 of the property damage. What do you have to say for yourself? And he's just like, but Godzuki, but that would have been good, Eric. Though, yeah, it's like Godzuki's like his child, but like, the humans are
And the
raising
whole time they think it's Godzilla, and then they realize that's not Godzilla. And then you hear like get distant like Godzilla in the back. Whatever. It's like, oh, now Kong's in real trouble.
Yeah. Where does it go from here though? Because Godzilla basically was like, "That's right, bitch," and then like got in the ocean and
they could definitely do a round 2 movie. Kong is clearly in the Hollow Earth. It's just him down there. Godzilla's up
training.
No, yeah, training.
Doing push up and steroids.
Kong is like you're the king of the Hollow Earth, which is also his home, which he says it's home. So he's king of his home. Godzilla's king of the Earth. So it's like, okay, they're king of their own realms.
Yeah. Okay. So, but where's the story though? Like someone's got.
I don't know. Something.
Eric, that's your job. You're the sequel guy.
Godzuki. That's the only one I got. I don't know.
Godzuki.
Godzuki.
I'm looking up that show actually. So it came out in 1978, and I definitely remember that. I probably saw every episode of that show.
Yeah. Could you imagine if this movie came out in like 1933 or like 54? The way people would react to a movie like this back then with the CGI.
God. Yeah, same thing with like Transformers.
Yeah, you get like a religious cult behind it, like right after.
Oh, for sure. They'd be like, this is a gift from God. It's like, no, this is like Jerry
like
Bruckheimer.
The Hollow Earth is real.
Live footage.
People believe in the Hollow Earth theory too. That's a real thing.
From the Kong?
Yeah, like flat. Like you heard like flat earthers. Other people are like hollow earthers.
Yeah, but like, what does that mean? That there's like an underground society living there, or
yeah, that there's like a subterranean layer to Earth.
That that's like, the Titans
just Google it, okay? And then you call me and tell me you're a hollow earther.
Well, Planet of the Apes, that was like the sequel to that one. The original one, it was like beneath the Planet of the Apes, and there was like this whole cult down there, and I was just like,
yeah, that's not like a new Hollow Earth is a. Well, I mean, it's on like that's what people believed like back in ancient times too.
Yeah, I mean, because this movie, it is kind of I mean, at least the last one was about like worshiping these titans as gods, basically, and I guess they come back. I thought Godzilla was because of nuclear radiation, though.
That was the 1998 one. He was an ancient beast in the original 1954 version, and a hydrogen bomb woke him up, testing underwater. He was always an ancient, like, mythological beast. In the 1988 Matthew Broderick one, nuclear testing turned a lizard into Godzilla, which was ridiculous, but it worked.
Yeah, no, and I mean, I think it's a cool idea. It's just like there's titans or whatever, and them bringing them together, because this was never the intentional plot when they first created Godzilla and first created King Kong, was to ever have them fight. And they're it's just like Freddy vs. Jason, like two totally separate franchises that came out within 20 years of each other, and now finally the culmination of seeing.
Oh, well, yeah. So it's like literally they showed a bracket, like it's like March Madness in the title sequence. Did you catch that, Steve or Alec?
No.
They were like showing like Godzilla took out, like defeated this one.
Oh,
defeated this one.
Oh yeah.
And like Kong defeated this one. And it's like literally, and then it shows a bracket of the two of them at the finals. And I was like, what are they doing?
Godzilla's plus 500.
Just cheese. Yeah. Oh, Godzilla was definitely plus 500 for sure.
I mean, that's the thing. I don't know. I want to believe like people went into this thinking Kong might have had a chance, but like, no. Just.
I bet this was really fun to work on if you didn't actually have to work on it. Where like you came up with the ideas and you're like, yeah, we're gonna rip his head off and he's gonna drink the blood out. It's like, oh yeah, that's great. And this poor animator is just like,
how am I ever gonna do that?
There all night long, just like 7 all-nighters in a row, just like, all right. And then what do you want Kong to do? To like snap his shoulder in a building? Okay, let's make that happen.
And then build a metal.
Yeah, metal knuckle. And then he comes out and then he has a DBZ beam, and the DBZ beam goes this. Like, okay, I can't work for this guy anymore.
That's everybody's ever worked for Michael Bay, though.
Oh, and Michael Bay, that's him. Like the asteroid comes in.
Those are good special effects.
Well, that's speaking of special effects, so I think that's the problem. I don't know. I know, Eric, you're like a casual gamer, but Steve, do you play games much?
Yeah.
My thing is now I play a decent amount of video games, and at this stage, I feel like I'd rather just play an awesome Kong vs. Godzilla video game than watch a movie of it. It's like that Iron Man VR game came out, and I was like, I'd much rather be Iron Man than watch Iron Man. So I know it's weird, but the graphics are so good.
VR nowadays, like that's just what it's come to. Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing, like, because I don't care about the human characters. The plot means nothing to me. For a movie like this, I'm only watching it for Godzilla and Kong. So for these kind of movies, I'm like, I'd rather just play as Godzilla or play as Kong or do like an awesome King of the Monsters movie with all of them in cities. Like, I don't know. I'm maybe
Like the next Mortal Kombat will make it seem like you're fighting in a city, like Godzilla Kong characters.
Yeah, I mean, kind of like I remember there was that game Primal Rage that came out for like Sega Genesis. And that was awesome. That was kind of like this. It was just like,
Yeah, Rampage.
Yeah, I was gonna say Rampage is pretty similar too.
Exactly. But like imagine now with like the PS5 graphics, like those are gonna be just as cool. And you can do more. Like imagine you're playing as the monkey from Rampage and you're jumping from ship to ship with those PS5 graphics. Dude, it's $60. That's gonna be like 20 hours of entertainment. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
you get a point. It's probably gonna come out sometime.
that's gonna happen
Well,
probably.
remember back in the day, like, I mean, probably like 10, 15 years ago, like every movie had a video game that came with it. And that doesn't really happen that much anymore.
Well, I mean, it's very rarely a video game good after the movie. Very
There's
rarely.
a couple, like the Star Wars ones were pretty good. Lord of the Rings
Lord
ones
of the
were
Rings,
good.
one of the greatest of all time. Yeah.
Yeah,
those movie ones are good, but I'm talking like the Transformers game or like the game.
yeah. But I feel
the
like
game.
a version of this, I think would be pretty cool if it was like a Godzilla King of the Monsters versus game. They've done stuff like this
I'm
before.
sure that exists. I don't even know.
Yeah, but it's good timing. It could have been good timing to come out with this movie.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I saw a UFC advertisement, like a promo where they showed Godzilla versus King Kong and like all this like huge promo, like who's gonna win? Like, is it Daniel Cormier or this person? Like Daniel Cormier is like Godzilla and this guy's like Kong, and it's like kind of like cut together like the sequence of the fighters, and it was like okay. It's like some weird movie promo. But like WrestleMania is right around the corner too. And it's like, I would expect that. But then the bracket came into play in this and like March Madness, I think of. So it's like, they could have done a lot of stuff with this more, I feel like, advertising wise.
It's tough though with COVID. I mean,
yeah.
I only really knew about this because I see posters driving around LA because they're just like, see this movie, we spent money on it. Like, God damn it, please. But like, I'm not going to movies, so I'm not seeing it. And unless I type into YouTube Godzilla vs. Kong, I'm not just gonna get a trailer,
Yeah. I mean, I probably would have seen this one in theaters if it was safer out to see. But, I have HBO Max and I was able to just watch it. So I was like, that's cool, I guess. I'm part of the problem, the demise of theaters, I guess.
I mean, you are in Connecticut. You can see theaters.
I can't. I know.
Oh, they're open?
They're open, yeah.
Wow.
You can rent a theater for like $200 and watch whatever movie you want and invite like up to like so many people. It's like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, should have done that.
Yeah. What movie would you watch, Steve, if you had a theater?
That's coming out or ever?
Anything. You can like, hey, you want to come over to the theater and watch
American Pie 3.
3, American Wedding? That's so random. I love it.
It's like of any movie you can watch on a big screen, American Pie 3.
Why not? Why not? Let's make it happen. Alec, what would you do?
I mean, for the upcoming ones, I'd like to see either Top Gun or Matrix, probably. But I'd like to see Blade Runner again on the big screen. What about you, Erik?
I would like to see the extended edition of Lord of the Rings: Return of the King, just to get my money's worth.
Oh yeah,
it's like 6 hours long.
7 endings.
They have those cuts on, I think, HBO, like full extended ones, and I think it's like close to 6 hours, right?
I mean, if you watch all 3 of them, it's way more than 6 hours.
Oh, it's like, dude, that's so long. The extended Return of the King is so long.
I think it's like 4.5, the extended Return of the King. But yeah, my dad has all the DVDs of all the extended ones, and they're intimidating, but pretty good stuff. Anybody got anything to wrap up for Godzilla vs. Kong?
Do you think there'll be a sequel?
If it did well, yes.
This did do well already. I mean, the movie's been out for like 2 weeks, and it's already made more than its budget. Like, I think
yeah, they're gonna have let's do another one. But like, what would be the thing to bring in?
They're gonna have to team together and fight some other baddie, I guess.
Ooh, or they could do Godzilla and Kong versus Mecha Godzilla and Mecha Kong.
Oh my God, Mecha Kong! I mean, that'd be pretty. I'd probably see that.
It's like a tag team match where they gotta like tag each other in and like, get the table. And, like,
I mean, I'd see that. It's like Metal Donkey Kong in Smash Bros.
Let's just keep raising the bar. Let's keep it going.
Just get rid of the humans and just show them fighting the whole time. If you give me a solid hour of just them fighting, I'd probably pay $30. Like, I'm not even kidding. But if it's sprinkled in with a bunch of crap, then I'm like,
we gotta break and enter into this lab and like steal this. It's like that's 10 minutes of my time.
Yeah, so stupid. Such a waste. Just like, no, not for this movie. Just give us fighting. I know in Fast and the Furious, everybody needs like family in between car drives, but like for this one, just give us what we want. You know, these aren't established characters. Nobody cares. This is just a monkey and a lizard fighting on ships. That's all we want.
That's all we want.
Well lit. That's it. Nice weather. All right.
This was a fun one. Steve, thank you so much for joining. This was
a pleasure, guys. I'd love to come back again. It was a good time. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we'll definitely get you back, man, for a Quiet Place when the wheel decides, which could happen right now, actually.
Oh, right. I got to pull up the wheel.
That would be crazy if it actually did get a Quiet
If you would get back-to-back Steve.
Oh my God.
That would be.
That's never happened in the Wheel of Horror.
No way. I will pull it up. Spinning. We got the Omen.
Ooh, that's a spooky one.
Well,
sorry, Steve. We're not in that one.
Yeah, you're not in that one.
All right.
Oh my God. That's a fun one. That's a classic. So we actually don't have a guest for that one. So we will.
Gregory Peck. Can't go wrong.
Yeah, can't go wrong. All right. Well, Steve, thanks again, man. And we will see everybody next week for The Omen.
Thank you for having me.
Woo!